Hi, so we just thought we'd have a quick review of the last month of September. So Simon started at the beginning of September, it's now October, so Simon hasn't had any preparation for this. I just thought we'll have a chat and we'll just record it. So I'm not sure how it'll go, but at least it'll be natural. So obviously I want to get a bit of feedback to how the month of September went. So my first question is, could you just give us a quick overview of how many market appraisals you've done, how many listings you've had, and how the month went generally?
Yeah, the month has been very positive. I think overall I ended up having circa about 10 market appraisals.
Okay.
Which I converted 2 of those into listings during September, so that was really, really pleasing.
Great, so you've got 2 listings, that's good.
Yeah.
And then 10 market appraisals, so what happened to the other 8?
There's still some waiting in the balance for decisions, but just waiting to see if they'll come on with us.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple that I did lose to other agents that we were competing against.
Yeah.
But overall, very, very positive.
Okay. So those 2 that went on with other estate agents, why did they go with the other estate agents?
Ultimately, because of the costs and what they were going to be paying another agent versus us, and even when we had the conversations and went back and re-emphasised all the positive things we were doing, it was a very, very difficult decision for those guys to take on. I felt we'd convinced them, but unfortunately we didn't, and they went with someone else. Okay,
that's fine. So is there something you could have done differently there? What could you have learned from that situation?
I think perhaps making sure you follow up and walk around effectively and hand the market appraisal following or knowing that someone else is going around. I think one of the things that I didn't ask at the time was, when's the next agent coming in? Who are they? And then obviously with my appraisal, perhaps walk around and knock on the door and give it to them face to face.
Your post-appraisal letter,
exactly,
yeah, definitely.
After that event.
Definitely handle it. Couple of suggestions. One, it's maybe better to be the last agent on when you're doing a market appraisal. And when you went to these market appraisals, were both decision makers there?
They were, yeah.
Okay, so that's always good. Often a lot of agents call it the hat trick, making sure that both decisions makers are there.
Yeah. Making
sure that you're either depending on your own circumstances. Some people like to be the first in, and some people like to be last in. But I believe it's always better to be last in, because it gets rid of that objection that someone might say, well, we're not ready to make a decision now, we've got another agent coming around tomorrow. So if you're the last agent, then it's a bit like some people they forget the people they've seen before and they like the last person. So I think you may have been at a disadvantage when someone's come round after you and they've probably just said, yeah, we can do all of that and I'll do it for less money.
Yeah, of course.
And I suspect it's probably that you probably haven't got, and I don't know whether you've got some examples of properties that you've already sold. So if you can say, well, here's one I've sold, and this is what it was on the market for, and we sold it for this, and here's a testimonial from the owner, that would obviously help as well.
Yeah.
But you're not going to win them all. In fact, when I do market appraisals, I don't want them all. There's only so many properties I can deal with, first of all. And if somebody says, I'm looking for the cheapest agent, I'll just say, that's not me.
Yeah.
You're not, I'm not the agent for you. There are cheaper agents, but if you're looking for the best price for your property or the best marketing, then that will cost more. Did you, obviously, when you spoke to the owner, they just said what, the other agent was cheaper, did they?
Yeah, effectively, and saving something in the circa of a few £1,000s. And even though I tried to explain, ultimately we would be the cheapest agent overall, based on the research and how we go about it, the marketing, etc.
Okay.
It still didn't.
Okay, so you mentioned you've lost those. Yeah. My view is you haven't lost them until the other agent sold them.
Yeah, okay.
So the key now is to stay in touch with owners on a regular basis, provide them useful content, and make sure they're seeing your videos, your successes, sold in your area postcards. Stay in contact with them through various different mediums, because what I want them to say to you is, Simon, I'm hearing more from you than I am my current agent. Because what tends to happen, the agent wins a listing, sits back and goes, right, I've got that one, I can get on to the next listing and it's on Rightmove, hopefully it will sell. So stay in touch with them on a regular basis, because 60% of properties sell with a second agent. So stay in contact with them and then let them know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 listings. You say circa 10 listings. Was it 10?
MAs.
Sorry, market
Two
appraisals.
listings,
You
yeah.
say circa 10 market appraisals.
Yes.
Was it 10 or was it
The
9?
numbers I need to double check, but I think
Okay.
we were at 10.
Right. So, and then listings,
2.
2 on the market.
Yes.
2 went on with other agents.
2 went on with other agents.
And so the other 6, what's happening with those?
1 in probate,
Okay.
which I'm hoping will come on with us very soon.
Yeah.
Another one we're waiting on a decision whether a parent's going to move, and that'll start the ball rolling.
Yeah.
A third one waiting on a decision. They were at my open house on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I've been in contact with them regularly to try and get that one moving. So there's 3 potentials
Okay.
out of the balance of what we had.
Okay, so if you've got 2 and 3 potentially coming on shortly, that's 5 out of 10. That's very good. And those 2 that have gone on with other agents, potentially in a month or two's time, might come back. So that's good. That's a great start for the first month. Really, really pleased. Well done.
Thank you.
So quick finish on the quick 2 questions on the summary. I've got here, what successes did you have? So what went well?
A couple of things really that stuck out for me. I think firstly, going out and meeting people in the community and offering to help those that are currently listed, currently on the market, and giving them some advice on potentially where they want to move to, and staying in touch with those guys more regularly, I think, than perhaps their current agent, and that actually converted into, would you mind coming and give me some advice on our house?
Okay.
So, from that point of view, that was a really successful.
And so 2 of those market appraisals were actually from you
helping others.
Introducing yourself to these.
For
okay.
Properties for those
and those
guys
both came on the market?
Yeah.
Okay, so clearly that works. So that's
Absolutely.
a great way to generate market appraisals
absolutely.
and convert them into listings. Okay, and so what didn't go well? What lessons did you learn?
Well, I think we've already covered one. One is about which business to take on and which business to kind of almost walk away from.
Yeah.
And also trying to be the last agent going through the door.
Yeah.
And following up with that market appraisal after the event.
Yeah.
And actually going to see the guys again to make sure that if they've got any outstanding questions, I've answered them, they know where they are, and if there's anything that I can also go on and help with. So,
that's good.
And then, as you've just said, remain in contact with people.
Yeah.
Because I think it's starting to become more apparent now, the more people you talk to, the lack of engagement that they're seeing. So if you're more engaging with them and giving them more, they'll come back.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, look, it doesn't matter about making mistakes, as long as you can learn from them and
absolutely.
Constantly improve and tweak things, change things, and build on what you've already got. And I'm sure you'll continue very, very well in October. Actually, maybe in the next video we can talk about plans for October. If that's okay.
Yeah, cool.
Great. Well done. Congratulations on a good month. Well done.